Good morning, party people. Yep, still morning. We got 5 minutes. I'm gonna try to be quick with some of these, but then I thought I need to sit down for one of them, so we're gonna see how that goes. This one is gonna be called Transformers slash Overcomers. Now, I recognized when he had me watching Transformers, like, I don't know, I was expecting he was gonna be talking me through it. I just didn't know what exactly. I had watched the first one, y'all know, like a couple weeks ago, but then over this last weekend I watched the second one and the third one, and after I had watched them, like, I was just hyped, like, and it was something that Optimus said in one of them, and I felt it so deeply, like, in my soul. Like, he said something about being off to like a great future or something like that, and I was like, period, poo, like, that's what we doing, we in a new season, like, I understood that. So many parallels you can make in this movie, so many. And he gave me the scriptures that he wanted me to present today with this word. Like I said, I'm gonna try to be quick, but like, just some of the things I picked up on when I was watching it. Sam had heart, okay? And even like over the weekend when I was telling y'all, like, I need faith like Sam, because in that second one, when the mission was like resurrection, and he was like, I know that they didn't lead me here. These images in my head, hello visions, these voices in my head, hello the Holy Spirit, I know they didn't lead me over here for no reason. And what he had to find was the matrix of leadership, okay? Like, so many parallels, okay? And he had big faith. Like, they was like, Sam, we don't really know, but like, they knew they had to trust the kid, and it worked. And they resurrected Optimus. I was crying because I just knew he was gone. Like, I was like, oh, Jesus. And when God had first led me to one of these verses, Romans 12:2, it was actually right before all hell broke loose in my life. Right before. And I'm pretty sure I can find the old journal entry. And during this time, though, he was giving me this Romans 12:2, and he was basically showing me the outline to everything that I would do now, because that ultimately ended up becoming the outline for the blog. But I told y'all I feel the shift in it becoming like what I do on YouTube. And so that kind of blew me away, because I remember the morning I sat down and I wrote down Romans 12:2. It says, I'm reading King James, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. Okay? Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. So that was the first one he gave me. And they was literally always, the Decepticons never understood the vision of like unity and not chaos and peace and stuff. And even the Autobots who betrayed them, they was like, they missed it. And there was one scene where when they thought Optimus was gone, and they were like, well, we should just give up. And the dude was like, that is not what Optimus would want. Okay. We got to know what the perfect will of God is, what's acceptable, what is right. Okay. And not only that, I'm also being reminded of the fact that in the movie, I was getting worked up when some of the little Decepticons, and so there's an older one that they resurrect in the second movie as well. I think this all happens in the second movie, Revenge of the Fallen. And they got scared because when they resurrected him, he was a Decepticon. And then when he came back, he was like, nah, I don't want to be on that side no more. And they was like, we can choose. Like, y'all can choose. And even the little Decepticons was like, we can choose. And he was like, yeah, like, I don't even want to, they do too much. Like, I want to be. And he helped them. He actually was one who ended up sacrificing his life for Optimus's power up, which goes back to the end of that verse in Revelations. And they did not love their lives to the death. Okay. And then the little ones was like, we can choose. Like, they didn't know that they had a choice, and they chose to be on the good side. So many powerful parallels in the movie. And y'all, if you like me, like for the past 5 years, I feel like that's what's been going on. He was transforming me. Now, we know in the movie, it's like in an instance, and I love it. Like when they go from being in their car form to being in their warrior form. And if y'all are also like me, like action movies just get me hyped, because I really be out here fighting demons like this in my sleep. Like I really do. And I like the power ups, and I love to see it. Even on one of them, he had lost like the back part of his truck. And he was like, oh snap, you know, I need that. Like he needed that to fight. Like it had his tools and everything in there. So like God was just really speaking to me in Transformers, and it's kind of like how we are now. The darker side of Transformers that he was showing me, clearly the Decepticons being like the demons, but they also can shift. They don't transform like in a good way. Like they shift, like shape shift, like demons. That's what I was picking up on, and I was like, ooh, this is so accurate, you know, like they shift form for bad, but we are really like whole other beast in the spirit than what we are as like humans. Like we transform and we become these warriors, we become these prayers, these fighters. Like Sam was like, I've literally saved the whole world, and it was like they didn't even know. Okay, like people don't know what you be praying. Okay, Holy Spirit, your family don't know what you be praying. They might not see how you really be out here warring on their behalf. Okay, but God needs you. Okay, now the Autobots was kind of given like us, but also kind of like the angels. It just depended on what scene of the movie that I was watching, and even a lot of the stuff that Optimus was saying, I was kind of like, why do I feel like God would say this? Like, it's just a lot of different parallels, and so I wanted to leave y'all with that, and I also wanted to leave y'all with Revelations 12 and 11, because I said we was gonna call this Overcomers too. Now, the interesting thing is when I had all those dreams last week and I told y'all like we was on the ride and all that, when I woke up that morning, I had also texted my mom the word overcome. And I was like, I got nothing. Like that's the word was just overcome. And it's crazy because this morning he been giving me all these words, and I looked at my phone and one of my new subscribers, you have overcomer in your name. Shout out to you. I was like, whoa, okay. And so that was that morning when I had all those dreams. Revelations 12 and 11 reads, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto the death. All of that was given Transformers, right? Because it was kind of like they was about it. They was willing to die, okay? And they loved not their lives unto the death, okay? And we've been talking about that, like just dying to our flesh, but overcoming by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimony. I've been in such a testimonial place, right? And I already knew that he had told me like you are going to be testifying the closer you are to your breakthrough. That's why I was kind of like, I mean, you've been telling me all this. Why am I surprised? I'm not really surprised, okay? So I'm going through these processes that have transformed us, right? We're not like the world. That's the point. That's the point. Like in Transformers, the world wasn't even, come on, Holy Spirit. The world was like so oblivious. They was like casualties, okay? Okay, and then this made me think about what Marcus Rogers says all the time. Casual Christians will be casualties. Okay, my people perish for a lack of knowledge. They were so oblivious to the fight that was actually going on. And even in that, like it would be moments where like the Autobots would be like celebrating, but then like the Decepticons would be like a sneak attack. Like they was always plotting, always planning. And if y'all like me, whether you do deliverance, warfare, intercession, whatever, like the devil really be trying to catch us slipping. And it's in those moments when we're vulnerable or when we think like, oh, mama, we made it, like how we've been feeling and we can't be like that. We still got to be aware. It's in those moments that they try these little sneak attacks and they try to take over. But they're never going to win. They're never going to win. Even when it looks bad, even when like some of them die and they come, like they're never going to win because, okay, hello, the blood of the Lamb. Okay, Jesus didn't die for nothing. Okay. He didn't die for nothing. He defeated death, hell, and the grave, okay? And I really just got so worked up watching Transformers. Growing up, my dad always told us, like, you got to stand for something or you will fall for anything. And I've also been seeing fallen a lot, like Fallen. And y'all know Transformers 2 is Revenge of the Fallen. I was like, no coincidence. I knew he had me watching it when I watched it for a reason. But my dad always told us that. And so I've always been the person like, I know there are things that I'm willing to die about. I've always been like that. One of that is like my faith. I've always been a rider, even when I ran off. But, you know, like I'm willing to die about that. And my family, like, and I'm definitely willing to go to war about all of it, you know, like, and that's just period. But you got to know what you would be willing to die for. And we have to die to ourselves daily. And it's a war every single day. But I came to let you know that we are truly like transformed. Like them power ups they be having. I feel like we are officially like overcomers. And I don't mean like we're not going to continue to overcome for the rest of our lives. But the stuff we've been through, the stuff we've made it through, y'all, we are overcomers. And then I'm thinking, like, when I watched the second movie, it was like, why you over here pressed this? Because you already know what happened on the first movie. Then on the third movie, I was like, oh gosh, why you over here doubting, sis? You already know what happened on the second movie. We will continue to overcome. And that should really make you want to be about your fight, because you're not going to lose. We could never lose, okay? We never lose and we never die while Jesus lives, okay? So here's to being transformers, and here's to being overcomers, okay? Like, and share your story. Tell your story, which is what I'm going to be doing more of. So I love y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next few uploads. I'm sorry. I really just love when they be like on their day-to-day, whatever, they just driving as like regular cars, and then it's like, ooh, battle time, bam. Like, I really feel like that's what be happening. Like, normal, sweet little innocent Meg, but don't play with me, because now I'm finna shift into a whole warrior and I will knock you out. Do not play with me. All right, that's it. So once they had like their, come on, Holy Spirit, once they had their little, wherever nest was located, like their high bay where they kept them on, and they had training and stuff, and they learned how to fight, you guys, is that not how y'all feel? Like, even though they were already Transformers, they already had this special stuff, they already had this stuff that naturally came with them, they were all so very different too. That's another reason I like Transformers, because they all had their own personalities, but they even had training on how to fight. They were teaching the Autobots how to be better Autobots. They were teaching them how to fight with the humans, okay? Like, such a good movie. All right, now I'm really done.